I had to use that title for this video with the word impossible in it. And I've told this story before about Napoleon Hill. He wouldn't accept a gift that he was going to be given from a college at a time because he said he wanted them to remove the word impossible because he had this belief that nothing was impossible. And I'm going to tell you, yeah, I've done the impossible as well. And then during channeling sessions, when I was channeling Wilhelm, what would come through, they would use an example of Roger Bannister, because that was pretty cool to use my name. But Roger Bannister was the first person to run a 4-minute mile, sub 4-minute mile. And people thought that was impossible before that. Now, I think about 2,300 or something like that, people have done it since then. That was in 54. So what happens as humans, we will look at things and think they're impossible, and then we stop ourselves. And then when you do something that's impossible, you'll stop yourself also because it's hard for you to believe that you've done that. And that's what I did. I downloaded a complete philosophy that could change anyone's life, that could have them live the life they're supposed to have because it follows the sciences of our world, because we keep discovering that, talking about the quantum sciences and the energy, and epigenetics, how we come into the world. What are we holding on to? What is blocking us? Our generational trauma. I never thought that this was going to be my life, but it is, and I'm 75 years old, and this is why I'm changing. I put out something today saying I have to change all of this because it's challenging for others to believe this, and I have to move on and keep developing this. And it's also painful for me to watch people struggle with where they are because I struggled so much throughout my life. Growing up I was the black sheep of the family. Nobody could understand me at all. And so I hid a lot and I was in fear all the time. So I do understand, but I know that you can change it. I just know that that's possible, even if it comes about in an unconventional way, which it did for me. I started doing automatic writing in 1989 and didn't know what I was doing. I just read an article about it and thought, let me try this because I wanted some help. And information started coming through that I knew was connected to a consciousness that was not me. That was that higher consciousness. Everyone won't believe that we have that we have this organization, but Napoleon Hill did as well, and so many others. And so I wrote something about it today. All of these great people who have created works that came through in an intuitive sense as they kind of put together everything else. Nikola Tesla was one of them, another one that talked about it, Albert Einstein. And so I had to put myself in that category, and that was challenging because I had to move through my trauma, my generational trauma that told me I could not be the person who has done this. But I knew I had. This philosophy could change anyone's life, and if more people did it, it would change the world because we wouldn't need to have the worlds that we have right now. And I had that information. But the way that it came about was so unconventional, but it's going to be a great story one day as I put it out there. I went through all kinds of challenges and difficulties throughout my life, and I kept doing the work. I never stopped. 37 years of doing it. Then it turns out that it was aligned with the energies of our world, the cosmic changes, astrological. I never studied astronomy or astrology, but all of that was there. And in 2021, I was told that I had all these years, I had this work. And then I tried it on certain people and it worked for them as well. Because what happens is you become aligned with who you're meant to become. And there's an energetic blueprint that we each have, which people are beginning to understand now. But we're also understanding that we are affected by the changes emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. We're affected by the changes of our planets. The other day, I was moved to sit down and didn't know why, put together 3 days of messages and do a little workbook, 17, 18, and 19. And then I come online and I see, yeah, that's an energetic portal that I had no clue that was there, but I received it all intuitively. When I was told that if I were to meet someone, I had a message for them. I received a message on their birthday in 2012. That seemed impossible as well until it started working all the time. And people got so much value out of that, they'll freak them out a little bit as well. And me too. And that's why I held back, but I have to change. I was watching a show today, and there's this lady she gets paid up to $40,000 to give dating advice. Well, my work does that. I should be getting paid that much as well. And people told me a long time ago I should be charging so much more. But I was hiding out because I couldn't talk about how impossible this was that I did this. But I know that anybody can. That's why I said I'm just the example, like Roger Bannister, and so then you'll do something that's even better or more in physical existence because we never know what we can achieve. For me to sit down and receive this information that's energetically aligned, it's a quantum philosophy, is what it turned out to be. Then it's a consciousness raising system, the first verified consciousness raising system in history, and that's what came through me. And I could not have known that. Again, I couldn't have known it until we developed artificial intelligence because I couldn't have seen it. But now that's what happens as humans. We develop new things, we develop new technology, but we also develop new abilities, just like Roger Bannister. And then once we do it, then other people can do it. So that's why I'm changing, because I want other people to do more than what I could do, which was exactly what my coach said to me in 1988 when I was afraid to start coaching even. He says, nope, I got all my stuff from everyone else. He says, you will do the same thing and you'll be better than me one day. That's what happens for all of us, except we think things are impossible. And then when we do the impossible and don't share it with others, it doesn't do us any good. So that's why I'm sharing this now. I don't expect many people to understand or believe it, but I have to live it. You have to live who you become. Otherwise, it's really uncomfortable, and then your life does not go where you want it to. But I know what you can achieve. That's why that is on my website. I cannot convince you that you could move through these barriers and blockages and become confident and achieve self-mastery and empowerment, except I do know that I created that, and that's what I'm giving to others. So I just had to tell you all that today because I have to shift. I'm rebranding myself, and I'm going to develop this because it was also told to me this is the greatest contribution to human consciousness that we've seen, because we think we can't access information in a particular way in our consciousness, but we can. And we could change things in our lives and in our world if we were willing to do that. There's no reason for the world to be the way that it is, to have wars, to have all of the things that are happening. I was given that information as well. It said euphoria is attainable. If more people decided that they wanted to become who they could be and let go of all the old stuff. That's all that ever happens. That is ascension, that is self-empowerment, and that's self-mastery. So please look at all the work today because it will be changing soon. And then I'll be taking more private clients because I'm going to use this work with them, people who really want to get in touch with who they are, who want to go to that next level, because I know that I can access that information for you. So that's what I'm owning now. Do not accept impossible, please. Share this with others because I do want others to know that this is available. I'll see you soon.